What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another special episode of Black Desert. So today I wanted to talk about something that I've been getting a lot of questions on: how I go about making silver. Now, I've made a few videos on this in the past, but I guess every month things kind of switch up, and I just kind of want to give you a quick rundown of how much silver you can make daily just by doing like nothing, and then on top of like my daily grinds and gathering. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you and talk about all of this so you guys may be able to copy it. And a lot of it, I will say right now, just so there's like no clickbait or anything, is a majority of your silver comes from whether you're grinding or if you do high-end life skilling. However, even as a newer player, there are some things you can do to make silver pretty easily, and I just wanted to show you that. So yeah, so I would say I can make roughly 2 to 3 billion silver a day playing very casually. And by casually, I mean maybe like three hours a day of active playing. And yeah, so I wanted to go over it. So let's start off with the easy things, like things you guys can do, 0 effort. I will say some of these are a little bit of you have to have a little bit of a setup, but it's not ultimately very difficult. So if you spend like maybe a week just hard pushing or powering through life skills, you could do it too. So number 1, we have 0 silver, right, in our bank or inventory. What I do is imperial deliveries for gurus every single day. I do a lot of gathering. I actually hit gathering or guru 16 yesterday, which is pretty nice. Does it mean anything? No, but I just hit that. And so what I do is I just gather various spots daily, and I might make another video of that, like what my favorite spots are and what you could do for like most profits. But anyway, first of all, you do this every day. Imperial delivery, and hold on, let me swap channels. It just reset actually. So we're turning it in about like 10 minutes after daily reset. But yeah, just start up some life skills, even if you don't actively do them. I would say do the highest level imperial boxes you can, but make sure to do the math a little bit just to make sure that like you're not actually just losing money. So imperials and master is generally a good thing to do. You'll always profit from it. So here's what you could do. You see, this number, daily delivery, is at 206, right? How you calculate that number is your contribution points divided by 2. Then you get your total turn-ins for the day. And make sure, when you do this, make sure to be wearing your cooking gear with the highest mastery, because mastery equals more profit. So do whatever you can, get more mastery, and you're good. Bam, 238 mil just from that. Now, I will say that may just look like the easiest money you've ever made. However, the cost of crafting is kind of a lot. So I'll say I spent about maybe 100 something mil, maybe like 120, 130 mil in terms of materials to actually get it. So daily profit is about 100 mil, just like for 5 minutes of effort. That's pretty nice. And so yeah, you take that money and then you do this daily. Depends on how many contribution points you have, just get them. And when you get the golden seals, personally what I do is I either save them for like a monos close or whatever the highest one is at the time on your market, get that and then sell it. Or if you do a lot of cooking and you're very high up on the scale of leveling, supreme cooking utensils are always the way to go. So what else do we do next on our list? Now that we have this, take your family fame. We have 17.4. This is what I get daily. And how is that calculated? You look over here, you get your family fame, and you just calculate the totals of what you get. So the fastest way to power this all the way to the max is get multiple characters to level 60. This kind of just happens over time. I mean, you could technically do this all in a day if you wanted to, but I mean, it really depends. Do you have guildies or friends that are nice enough to power you through like 14 characters to 60? That takes, like, yeah, you could do it in a day, but realistically, you just work on leveling over time. It's not too bad. And so, yeah. Life skills, obviously, it counts all your characters on your account, and then whatever your highest things are, you give points for it. So, knowledge, special fame, knowledge, contribution points, all that good stuff. This one is pretty difficult, and it should give a higher reward in terms of silver daily. I think even for people who have 1501 and higher, getting 2.7 mil for all that effort you put in is so low. I think they should like multiply that by like 10, and then that would be excellent. So yeah, these are fine. Multiply this one, the special fame, because it is like very time consuming. And so yeah, that's another 17. I get another 5 mil daily from my guild. If you don't get it, just talk to your GM. Maybe they'll give it to you. And so what else do I do? So right now we are sitting at 260 mil, and you guys literally just watch me do that, right? Take out about 130 if you just want to factor in the cost of crafting. What else do I do? Usually I could do farming, like with strawberries. I personally do strawberries because that fits my time schedule, and I could usually get 2 resets in, or like when they go to 100% you breed and then you set them again. So I can usually get 2 of those a day if I'm like on top of it, and that's about maybe like 10 to 20 mil if I were to sell the byproducts. And or this is what you get from farming. So you get the blush leaves, right? And usually what I've been doing is contribution points plus farming XP, because I'm trying to get a second character to master 1 so I could just farm on another character and not my main. It's kind of stupid. If you have old moon fences, you can only harvest crops on characters with master 1 and up. So that's why I've been trying to get a second one to master 1. Not a big deal. Plus I like the contribution. However, if you're trying to make money, yeah, you'll get roughly about like 80 to 100 blush leaves. Then you turn them into the stone tail fodder, and then if you you sell them, and it is stone tail fodder, and then just hard max it, and then you're making like 10 mil to 20 mil a day. So that's another thing by doing little or to no effort. And this one is a little bit of a maybe, because I don't know how many people keep their game on overnight fishing. Just I know back in the day, making silver through overnight fishing was like a good thing, but nowadays it's not so much. But if I decided to do that, if you fish into Hydle place, you get a lot of those ancient relic things, and you can either run them or sell them. I roughly make about 20 to 40 mil overnight by fishing if I were to just straight up sell everything off the market, low effort. So right now, if we were to calculate that, that's like 400, or wait, was it 300 mil? Yeah, roughly 300. And so one thing that I know other players don't talk about, or other YouTubers I've seen, is you have a node empire. And while I don't exactly know how much it brings me every day, I could just like get an estimate of like how much I get. So if I were to take a wild guess, it'd be between like 20 to 40 mil a day just in various nodes set up, assuming you leave your game on for like 24 hours and they just keep cycling through all your workers and like everything, assuming like you feed them and they just keep going all like 24/7 or something. I would say the workers make me about like 20 to 40 mil a day. It also depends on what kind of nodes you have, as well as like the quality of your workers as well. And one thing that they actually gave us recently in the login reward was an artisan goblin. Now, here's the thing. There's always been a hot topic of are goblins versus human workers better? I personally think that humans are a little bit better, but it's like very marginally. So to the point where it's like, if you have all goblins, I would just keep all goblins. It's not going to make you that much more. So the difference is goblins are the faster ones. Like, let's say a node takes 20 minutes, right? A goblin will do it in like 10 minutes. However, a human will do it in like, I don't know, 15. And a giant will do it in 20. The difference is humans, they bring back a more like rare set of stuff, whereas giants are slower but bring back higher quantity, and goblins are fast speed, low quantity, and humans are like a balance, plus they have a chance of bringing like rarer stuff. So ultimately, at the end of the day, if you get an artisan off the shop, it's like if you're wasting, not really wasting, but like if you're spending your energy rolling for goblins or just artisans in general, just take the ones you get. The difference is so marginal in 2022, 2023 that I think you're better off just using your energy on other things. So if you just see an artisan, I would just take it. It doesn't really matter. But if you are trying to hard min-max, I do personally think that humans are slightly better than the goblins, but ultimately at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Just take whatever you want. And so, yeah, so that's about like 350 mil daily by doing very little effort, and you're just logging in and spending about 20 minutes. So yeah, it does require a little bit, like let's say you do have to be like master to guru cooking, which ultimately I don't think is that hard. So let me tell you how to do it and how I got to guru a while ago. So as you guys know, you have nodes running, right? I have about 400,000 grilled bird meat, and the reason why I did this was because I have a lot of chicken nodes going on and I just kind of wanted to burn them. It's not that I really need the food, and this like 400,000 is literally going to last me the rest of my BDO career, and I just keep making more because I just get it. However, the reason why we cook all of that is mostly for the byproducts and the witch's delicacy thing. Yeah, this thing, the witch's delicacy. And I use it for cooking XP and contribution for the most part. And I value the contribution points very highly because I want more nodes. It's just like permanent, right? So that's what I do. And so I cooked a lot of that, and then just like over time, your cooking goes higher. But obviously, the higher recipes you make, the more complex things you do, the more XP you get. So I think, I don't actually know what the highest things to give XP are. I think it's like the pickled fish bowls, I believe. I remember doing that a while ago too. So if you're just trying to power level like cooking and stuff, I don't want to say don't worry about profits, but if your goal is to just power level it, then like grilled bird meat is probably the way to go. Like you can do it with anything, but it doesn't really matter. Pickled fish bowls, just do that. So yeah, some other times when I don't really have too much time to actively play it and I want silver, depending on what kind of nodes you have, sometimes I would just go processing. So I know, just look at timbers. Those are kind of valuable depending on what kind. So like I know maple is very rare. So just look at the market price of planks and plywoods, and whichever ones sell for the most, just try to process those. And like every 30 minutes, I could process like, I don't know, 5,000 plywood, maybe more. And then that's like another 100 mil. So like that's what, 400 mil in terms of little effort. But you do have to collect the materials as well. But just keep the nodes running, and then you'll be turning tier 1 materials into tier 2. So that's good profit. So here we are, like 450 mil. What else do you do? What else can we calculate? Now this one is a little bit different because obviously it depends when you play, what month, and if you watch this now, it might be a little bit different. So login rewards, even if you just, it doesn't matter. For the most part, generally you'll get something worth maybe like 10 mil every day, something like that. And so that just adds on. It doesn't really matter what it is. Maybe it's like 3 mil, I don't know. But either way, whatever it is, it's most of the time sellable, and you just get free money. Now, this one's a little tricky, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to include it on our list, is for people who do active playing, Red Battlefield. This gives like 20 Capra Stones if you just do the quest daily, and that's another 60 mil. And if you do the weekly, that just, you're probably making about like 100 mil, assuming you like don't win it first try, which I mean that should be the goal. But either way, over 60 mil a day in about 20 minutes at very minimum, and yeah, that's good. So we're about at maybe 400, 450, almost 500 mil now. That is minimal effort. You probably could have done all of that in, I would say, an hour of work. So 500 mil. And I know, once again, as I said in the beginning, you could literally make more by literally just grinding. So these are all tips that I did that requires very little effort. You could literally just be watching a movie on your other screen and just doing these kind of things. And so how do I make like 2 to 3 billion? Well, the answer really is, once again, when I said I grind in the beginning, I will say that my gear is a little bit higher than your average person's. So I make more grinding. So that's another like bill or two daily in like 2 to 3 hours. And so when I wake up every morning and my energy is full, what I'll generally go do is gather. And I don't know where I gather. It's just whatever kind of materials I need for like cooking or processing that day. And that's another like 400 mil. So if we add another 1 to 2 billion from grinding, plus another 500 mil per cycle, and then usually my energy fills up full cycle twice a day if I'm like on the computer or just have my game on all day. So that could be another billion just from collecting raw materials and grinding. So yeah, let's say like 3 billion plus the whole like almost 500 mil from the low effort stuff we talked about in the beginning. Yeah, that's about a breakdown of how I make my silver, roughly 3-4 billion a day. However, if I was smart and just saved all that silver, then I would just be richer than I am. But I do like to do enhancing. It is content on the channel and people seem to like it. So there are some things you just can't buy off the market that I'm at the point at, where like Debareckas and various things. So I do a little bit of enhancing every now and then to build up my fail stacks and or hopefully not get destroyed, which yeah, that's not going great. You guys have seen the videos. But anyway, hopefully that was a quick insight of what I do, how to make about 3.5 billion. Well, I say that, but realistically, you guys are probably going to be making different numbers. If you grind more, if you grind like 10 hours a day, you're clearly making a lot more than I am. Or just life skilling at high end, you're making a lot more than I am. But mostly just wanted to give a breakdown of what I do and some easy tips for you guys to do. And good luck. Let me know how much you guys make a day in silver. What else are your daily chores and activities? But I think roughly like 300 to 500 mil a day just by minimal effort is pretty standard. And I think for like newer players, like 100 to 200, probably pretty decent. So with that said, thanks so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you guys come back. We do make videos pretty regularly. So hopefully you guys learned something and or found this very entertaining. And yeah, with all that said, links are in the description to all my other social medias and stuff. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.